Recognizing and Preventing Mini-Strokes in the Elderly, a comprehensive guide to safeguarding your health. Imagine this. You're enjoying a quiet afternoon at home when suddenly your arm feels weak and your speech becomes slurred. You might think it's just a momentary lapse, but what if it's something more serious? Today, we're going to dive deep into the critical topic of recognizing and preventing mini-strokes, also known as transient ischemic attacks, TIAs, in the elderly. Welcome to Age Well Today, your trusted source for health and wellness insights. Stay with us for the next hour as we explore how understanding and acting on the signs of a mini-stroke can save your life or the life of someone you love. Did you know that every year, around 240,000 Americans experience a mini-stroke? These brief episodes often go unnoticed or are brushed off as nothing serious. But here's the thing. They are anything but harmless. In fact, 1 in 5 people who experience a TIA will suffer a major stroke within just 90 days. For our elderly loved ones, the risk is even higher. Think of a TIA as your body's urgent warning, a red flag signaling serious trouble ahead. Recognizing the signs early and acting quickly could literally save a life. The problem with mini-strokes is that their symptoms are brief and easy to ignore or misdiagnose. That's why it's so important to stay informed, especially if you or a loved one is older. Over the next hour, we'll explore the warning signs of mini-strokes, understand why recognizing them is vital, and discuss what you need to do to prevent a life-altering stroke. So, what exactly is a mini-stroke? Medically known as a transient ischemic attack, TIA. A mini-stroke is a temporary interruption of blood flow to the brain. It's like a small-scale warning. A blockage occurs, cutting off oxygen briefly, but the effects typically resolve within minutes to hours, leaving no lasting damage. Unlike a full-blown stroke, which can cause permanent disability or even be life-threatening, a TIA is more like a red flag signaling that a major stroke could be on the horizon. Studies show that TIAs are most common among the elderly, with approximately 15% of people over 65 experiencing one at some point. Recognizing these episodes as a warning and seeking medical attention immediately can be the critical step to preventing a more severe, life-altering stroke. Recognizing a mini-stroke or TIA is absolutely crucial because it's often a precursor to a major stroke. Studies reveal that about 1 in 3 people who experience a TIA will go on to have a full-blown stroke, and nearly half of these occur within the first 2 days after the TIA. That's why you can't afford to dismiss the symptoms. It's your body's way of sounding the alarm. If ignored, the consequences can be life-changing. A major stroke can lead to severe neurological damage, permanent disabilities like paralysis or loss of speech, and even death. But here's the good news. Catching a TIA early gives doctors the chance to intervene. Medications, lifestyle changes, or procedures can significantly lower the risk of a larger stroke. Recognizing the signs and acting quickly isn't just important. It could be the key to preventing long-term complications and preserving your quality of life. Let's dive into the 8 warning signs of mini-strokes in the elderly. Recognizing these signs could save a life. The first warning sign of a mini-stroke or TIA is sudden weakness or numbness, often on one side of the body. This can affect the face, an arm, or a leg. While it might seem minor or fleeting, it's one of the most common indicators that something isn't right. You might notice a drooping mouth, an arm that feels heavy and hard to lift, or a tingling sensation in your leg. These symptoms typically last only a few minutes to an hour, but even if they resolve quickly, they shouldn't be ignored. According to the American Heart Association, sudden weakness or numbness is one of the most common signs of a TIA. It's your body's way of telling you that something is wrong, and it's important to listen. Another warning sign of a mini-stroke in the elderly is sudden vision changes. This might include blurriness, double vision, or even temporary blindness in one or both eyes. One specific condition associated with mini-strokes is called amaurosis fugax, a temporary loss of vision usually in one eye. It's caused by a lack of blood flow to the retina, which acts as a warning that a major stroke could be imminent. The National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke, NINDS, emphasizes that any sudden change in vision should be taken seriously, as it could be a sign of a TIA. Difficulty speaking or slurred speech is another major warning sign of a mini-stroke or TIA. It can show up as trouble forming words, speaking clearly, or even understanding what others are saying. This is often linked to a condition called aphasia, which is a temporary inability to process or express language due to reduced blood flow to the areas of the brain responsible for speech and comprehension. The Mayo Clinic highlights that difficulty speaking or slurred speech is a critical sign of a TIA and should not be ignored. Sudden confusion is a warning sign of a mini-stroke that can easily be mistaken for something less serious like fatigue, stress, or even early signs of dementia. It can manifest as difficulty concentrating, disorientation, or trouble remembering simple things. This cognitive impairment happens because a mini-stroke disrupts blood flow to areas of the brain responsible for thinking, memory, and problem-solving. The Alzheimer's Association notes that sudden confusion is a key indicator of a TIA and should be distinguished from the gradual onset of dementia. Dizziness or a sudden loss of balance can be another key warning sign of a mini-stroke or TI. It might feel like the room is spinning, you're elated, or you're unsteady on your feet, sometimes leading to unexpected falls. While inner ear problems affect balance by disrupting signals from your ear to your brain, dizziness caused by a TIA has a very different underlying cause. In the case of a mini-stroke, the problem lies with blood flow when blood supply to the areas of the brain responsible for coordination and equilibrium is temporarily disrupted. The American Academy of Neurology advises that sudden dizziness or loss of balance, especially when accompanied by other symptoms, should be evaluated immediately. Severe headaches are not the most common symptom of a mini-stroke or TIA, but they can occur in certain cases, especially if there's vascular stress or a sudden change in blood flow within the brain. These headaches tend to come on quickly and feel different from your typical tension or migraine headaches. They're often described as sharp, intense, or unusual. The National Stroke Association recommends seeking medical attention for any sudden, severe headache, especially if it's accompanied by other neurological symptoms. A brief loss of consciousness, such as fainting or suddenly feeling unusually drowsy, can be a warning sign of a mini-stroke or TI. While it's easy to dismiss these episodes as dehydration, low blood sugar, or fatigue, they might indicate something much more serious. Temporary disruption of blood flow to your brain can cause you to feel lightheaded, weak, or completely lose consciousness. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, warns that any sudden loss of consciousness should be evaluated by a healthcare professional to rule out a TI. Tingling sensations, often described as a pins and needles feeling, can also be a warning sign of a mini-stroke or TI. This sensation usually appears suddenly, often affecting just one side of the body like an arm, leg, or even the face. While it might seem minor and easy to dismiss, this symptom shouldn't be ignored because it's a signal that something is interfering with blood flow to specific areas of the brain. The American Stroke Association emphasizes that any sudden tingling or numbness, especially on one side of the body, should be taken seriously as a potential sign of a TI. Mini-strokes or TIs don't happen randomly. They often result from underlying health conditions or lifestyle factors that increase the risk. Among the most significant contributors is high blood pressure, which puts excessive strain on blood vessels, making blockages or narrowing more likely. Similarly, diabetes plays a major role by damaging blood vessels and affecting blood flow to the brain. Another key risk factor is atrial fibrillation, AFib, an irregular heartbeat that can cause blood clots to form and travel to the brain. Other heart conditions also raise the likelihood of a TI. Lifestyle choices are equally impactful. Smoking, for example, damages blood vessels and increases clotting risks, while obesity and a sedentary lifestyle contribute to poor cardiovascular health. Together, these factors create the perfect storm for mini-strokes and potentially a full-blown stroke. When it comes to TIAs, time is critical. Acting within the golden hour significantly increases the chance of preventing long-term damage. Use the FAST method. Check for changes in the face, arms, and speech, and note the time symptoms began. Diagnostic tools like MRI, CT scans, or carotid ultrasounds help doctors identify blockages or damaged blood vessels, allowing for timely treatment to reduce stroke risk and save lives. If you've experienced a mini-stroke, TIA, or are at risk, addressing the issue promptly is essential to prevent a more severe stroke. The good news is that there are effective treatments and prevention strategies available. Medications play a critical role. Doctors often prescribe antiplatelet drugs like aspirin to prevent blood cells from clumping together and forming clots. For individuals with conditions like atrial fibrillation, anticoagulants, commonly referred to as blood thinners, may be recommended to reduce the risk of clots forming in the heart and traveling to the brain. Lifestyle modifications are equally important. Adopting a heart-healthy diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats can lower cholesterol and improve overall vascular health. Regular exercise, even light activities like walking or yoga, helps maintain a healthy weight, reduce blood pressure, and improve circulation. Quitting smoking and reducing alcohol consumption are also key steps toward reducing stroke risk. Managing underlying conditions like hypertension, high cholesterol, and diabetes is crucial. Consistent monitoring, prescribed medications, and working closely with your healthcare provider to keep these conditions under control can significantly lower the chances of another TIA or major stroke. Prevention isn't just about avoiding problems. It's about protecting your long-term brain and heart health. Supporting an elderly loved one at risk of or recovering from a mini-stroke, TIA, requires awareness, encouragement, and care. Families play a vital role in ensuring their loved ones stay safe and healthy. First, recognizing symptoms when your loved one may not be fully aware is crucial. Mini-strokes often have subtle signs like slurred speech, sudden confusion, or numbness, which elderly individuals might dismiss. As a family member, knowing these warning signs and acting quickly can make all the difference. Don't hesitate to call for emergency help if you notice anything unusual. Encourage routine checkups with their healthcare provider to monitor blood pressure, cholesterol, and other risk factors. You can also help them adopt healthy habits like cooking nutritious meals together or joining them for walks or other light exercises. Your involvement can make these changes feel less overwhelming and more enjoyable. Finally, provide emotional and logistical support during recovery or preventive care. Be there to help with transportation to medical appointments, remind them to take medications, and offer reassurance during what can feel like a frightening time. Your presence, patience, and understanding will not only aid their physical recovery, but also give them the confidence and motivation to prioritize their health. Let's hear from some real-life examples and success stories to understand the impact of recognizing and preventing mini-strokes. Meet Mary, a vibrant 72-year-old who experienced a mini-stroke while gardening. She noticed sudden numbness in her left arm and difficulty speaking. Thanks to her quick thinking and the support of her family, she sought medical attention immediately. Doctors were able to intervene early, and Mary made a full recovery. She now follows a heart-healthy diet, exercises regularly, and manages her blood pressure closely. Then there's John, an 80-year-old retired teacher who had a brief loss of consciousness while reading. His wife recognized the signs of a TIA and called for emergency help. John was diagnosed with atrial fibrillation and is now on blood thinners to prevent future strokes. He credits his wife's awareness and quick action for saving his life. These stories highlight the importance of recognizing the signs of a mini-stroke and acting quickly. They also underscore the role of family support and lifestyle changes in preventing more severe strokes. Mini-strokes or TIAs are not minor. They are critical warning signs of a potential major stroke. While their symptoms may seem brief or harmless, they are your body's way of signaling an urgent problem that requires immediate attention. Recognizing the signs early, seeking prompt medical care, and taking preventative steps like managing underlying conditions and adopting a healthier lifestyle can make all the difference. The good news is that awareness and timely action can save lives. By knowing the symptoms and risk factors, you can protect yourself or a loved one from the devastating effects of a full-blown stroke. Remember, every step you take toward prevention brings hope for a healthier, longer life. Together, we can turn awareness into action and ensure more positive outcomes for our loved ones. Stay informed and stay proactive. We hope you found this comprehensive guide on recognizing and preventing mini-strokes in the elderly insightful and empowering. Your health and the health of your loved ones are our top priorities. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Age Well Today for more valuable health insights. Your engagement helps us reach more people and make a difference. Now, it's your turn. Share your thoughts, experiences, and questions in the comments below. Have you or a loved one experienced a mini-stroke? What steps are you taking to prevent a major stroke? Let's start a conversation and support each other on this journey to better health. Thank you for watching, and remember, Age Well Today is here to support you every step of the way. Stay healthy, stay informed, and stay proactive. Until next time, be sure to check out our other videos on health and wellness, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more valuable content. See you next time on Age Well Today.